scenario I talked about where basically this group of lolly VTuber came out and they just kept on being harassed to the point of nearly going to the Sudoku side. Well, we had like the bad part about that was that there was someone being pregnant and really stressing out a lot around this scenario, because like one of the VTuber that were being harassed all the time, that wasn't a lolly, was a pregnant woman. And if you don't know, when you're pregnant, you have all these chemicals going on, so you get very emotional. All of these young ladies and older ladies were constantly harassed because of the decision of being a lolly VTuber that was non-sexual in any sort of way. Now there was this situation where this cat individual that is not a VTuber, that basically is feeding on top of all of the trends around VTuber and take VTuber audience while not being a VTuber, decides to basically not look into the matters and basically fuel more fire to burn this kind of group that are completely innocent. This ended up making that group getting banned and shut down on Twitter and other medias, because she gave another fuel of fire that kind of gave a bigger audience to push and harass this individual. Now she came back in, this cat individual. We reacted to 2 of her videos in the past. I thought they were all right. I thought she seemed all right. But it seemed that whenever she got caught of not doing any research on the topic, she was just like, you know what? Fuck you. You're small. I don't care about you. People are trying to put me down. I don't give a damn. I'm going to double down. And basically her ego was very much showing, even though she shouldn't really have an ego at all. I'm gonna be real. 50k followers is not a big thing to have ego for. And honestly, if you have an ego in this space, you're kind of just like a little bit ass. Like this numbers, this doesn't matter, man. Just make content. Like it's cringe to have an ego around this stuff. But regardless, that's my opinion. That's something else we could talk about another time. It doesn't matter. But regardless, she had a big ego about it and came out with another statement now. It's been a few weeks. So let's see what's been happening. And it seems that we have a video from Rev here saying that she lied again. So I don't think we're off to a good start. But if you watch this YouTube on if you're watching this video on YouTube, make sure you click the like button, sub to the channel if you enjoyed this video. And also, if you want to come yap with us live and join us live and watch these live, come by my Twitch channel on twitch.tv/Attillee. We'd love to have you here and I appreciate you watching. Let's get into it.
So after 2 weeks of radio silence, we have finally gotten an official response from the content creator Attillee, or simply known as Cat. She released a Google Doc going over the recent drama she's been involved in. And let me just say before we get into the Google Doc, it's really messy and made things a lot worse. Now, how did we get here? Well, Kat is a content creator who's been around for a very long time, but has recently made a very dramatic shift.
I love when people have ego and they're like, oh my God, look at the amount of followers I have
in her content. So here is a screenshot of her YouTube videos from only 2 months ago.
Pay attention to what he's about to tell you, chat. Please pay attention.
Where you can see the common theme in all of these videos.
I know already what he's gonna say. I kind of mentioned it at the start as well. I knew
giving advice to streamers to help promote and grow their career as a content creator. However, this is what her channel looks like now over the past.
And what has changed to? So if you don't know, giving advice to content creators is the easiest clickbait to get audience, because you're not using your personality, you're just giving your advice to people that are looking for information. Tutorials, super easy. She has shifted her content to talking about negative things about VTuber space. All negative thing while not being a VTuber. She's just gone a route to put more malicious idea and put negative lights and focus toward a community that is so supportive and kind. This is all what she's doing right now, is all focusing on everybody's evil. Everybody's bad. Everybody in the community is a weirdo, doing crazy shit, copying. This is the light she's pursuing here. And this is, in my opinion, not a positive note.
Past 2 months.
The switch up is crazy. What do you think she wants?
Complete 180.
She's clearly doing this because it works for her.
She's now releasing exclusively VTuber and art-related drama. And the reason is very obvious.
This has nothing to do with hurting. She has an ego and she's trying to push herself to get the audience she's trying to get as much attention on her as well. But what the fuck is she doing? All her content is about other people. That's all her content.
Okay. The main reason she's doing this is because it gets more views. Her older videos about advice for content creators get around 1,000 views per video. These drama videos get between 20 to 100,000 views per video.
Yeah.
I think that is the main reason she has completely done a 180 on her content. However, when you make content about
this is the video we talked about this video sparked all of these. So these are lolly VTubers. And I don't care really if you don't like lollies, okay? I can understand how people can be like, lollies, weird, they're children, like that. But there are a character, like a drawing, and in the end of the day, there are like funny factors and interesting factors you can get from entertainment when somebody has a very innocent model. Like, for example, I used Shadow in my last video when I talked about this and discussed it. I made my own video talking about this situation because I didn't want to have, like, I just didn't want to do it a react. I just want to talk about it, right? And you can use Shadow as a great example where lolly matters just works really well. Shadow, you have no idea what kind of dark and twisted joke she's about to make because like, you see this innocent looking cute girl, and then she comes up with the most atrocious and fucked up thing. There are human and a market. There's a humor and a market for that. And I don't think people should initially go and witch hunt somebody that just decides to be visually different. This is not even lolly. These are chibis. This is a chibi model. A lot of VTubers have chibi model. What's wrong with having a chibi model? Is all chibis now bad too?
Sensitive and controversial topics, there's a lot at stake. And this video made a lot of mistakes and caused a lot of damage.
It did.
So this video is titled, "This Lolly VTuber Group Started a Hate Campaign Against Another VTuber." This was uploaded about 2 weeks ago.
And I do want to tell you this hate campaign against another VTuber. I'd like to tell you what this VTuber are. They are not a VTuber, or they are a VTuber, but they're more a VTweeter. And when I tell you about VTweeters compared to VTubers, the biggest difference is that a VTuber makes content, is live often. A VTweeter spends more time on Twitter to criticize and talk on Twitter than producing their own content. How much do I spend on my Twitter account? I spend like 3 to 5 minutes every day, and it's mostly just to check out the feed quick and post like I'm going live and stuff like that, and posting art and retweeting art everybody's doing. But VTweeters, they spend maybe 1 to 3 hours a month to stream, or sometimes 1 to 3 hours a week if they're really golden. But they spend like over 40, 50, 80 hours a week on Twitter. And all they do is create bad, raggedy space and keep on creating hate, keep on talking about controversial things and saying some mean and fucked up things, which just makes the entire community look atrocious. I hate VTweeters with a passion. And y'all know me. I'm not really an individual to hate anything. I'm just chilling out and vibing. I don't care that much. But VTweeters really puts all VTubers in a bad light. Like, let's say, like, I had this YouTuber come in, Zerk. I love watching his videos. Zerk is a big YouTuber, makes horror content. Never seen any VTubers at all, but had always a bad stigma toward him because there's always been negative light about VTubers being like talking about doing all these crazy things, being interested in all this crazy thing, having these crazy opinions. And these form of opinion of an outside perspective is formed because VTweeters are the one representing VTubers on a media space, because they are always the ones shocked and shown everywhere. So anyway, so this individual that basically they're talking about creating a hate campaign is doing 18+ ASMR videos where they are licking the microphone or doing weird stuff on Twitch. That is the content they are doing. They're barely live. They have no viewers. They have barely a following. And all they did was go into they made their own Discord to berate these people. They kept on joining their Discord to harass them. They kept on making points on Twitter and posting them and constantly replying to their tweet and telling them shit and telling people to constantly harass them and push them away and tell them how they're disgusting are, creating lies about these VTubers and telling them they are like, you know, like they like CP stuff and all of those weird things when they have done nothing. And all this VTuber that against another VTuber that's being shown that this VTuber here put her whole life, all of her free time to harass these 4 individuals. This is the VTuber we're talking about. So when you're seeing Cat here making a title called "This Lolly VTuber Group Started a Hate Campaign Against Another VTuber," we're talking about this VTuber here is an individual that is actually psycho, that spent entire like weeks, months to just sit there and harass these individuals for no reason at all, just because of the decision of art style they made.
Oh, and as you can see, this screenshot was taken on July 22nd, only a few days after that video was released. And also, this was taken before I made any official response to it. And you can see there was already a lot of blowback on this video. Why is that? Well, she framed this video in a very disingenuous way. She framed this situation as one VTuber making a very passive comment about this Lolly VTuber group, who then, the Lolly VTuber group, would go out on a hate campaign and start harassing all of these innocent VTubers. However, that is not the actual story. The real story is that a bunch of VTubers, probably around a couple hundred VTubers, launched a unilateral harassment campaign against this Lolly VTuber group, dogpiling them, calling them predators, calling them racists, to the point where one of the members of this group, a pregnant woman, made an attempt on her own life. That's how crazy things got. And it was around that time where this VTuber group made
this cat, after all of this happened, this cat YouTuber that is not a VTuber made this video directing more hate toward these people. A pregnant woman nearly decided to take her own life because of all of the constant harassment and raids in every media they had. And this cat just said, you know what? I can do better.
First response, they defended themselves and made some inflammatory remarks and encouraged people in the group to report some of these harassers. And then that Discord message was quickly deleted. That is the story. However, Kat framed it as this Lolly VTuber group being the instigators. And
I don't support witch hunting. Even if somebody has done something bad, I think that witch hunting is not good in any sort of way. I don't like witch hunting. I don't like the way people are canceling, like living rent free in about someone else's life. It is a mental sickness that we've kind of gotten with the internet, and a lot of people have problem with it. I think that if someone has done something illegal, let the law handle it. Let the police handle it. The internet is not the police. In many ways, in many of these scenarios, I feel like the internet are just like kind of spastic and going crazy around these things, and they're like too fixated on other people in many ways. They're chibis, completely different. They are chibis. This is not lollies.
Party in this situation when that is totally the opposite of the truth. And her response to that initial wave of criticism.
And I do want to just add that I'm talking about like in an overall. If a content creator does something bad, right? Let's say a YouTuber does something crazy, you're in your full right to tell your opinion as a viewer, and you're in the full right to start supporting them. I am talking about people that live their entire life to constantly jump on something new to hunt. That's what I'm talking. I think that this is a mental issue. Like, you can do so much more in life. Like, why are you wasting your time on this? They don't know you. Let the police handle it. If it's that bad, let the police handle it, or just, you know, just ignore their wrongdoing and do something you're happy with, you know?
A few weeks ago was to talk on stream about it, where she made this infamous clip where she said the Lolly VTuber group
this one is
was
disgusting.
too small.
This is the moment I stopped watching her. Like, I saw this and I was like, I got to talk about this. This is stuff.
Ever hope to put a dent in her career.
Give me some, Nini. Give me some.
And
I want
that's
some
where
food.
I got involved, because I saw that clip.
Yeah,
and I was like, yep.
See, he was like me. I didn't react to any video. I made my own video on this. He's like me. I saw that video. I saw that clip, and I was like, you know, we're talking about it.
He talked about this.
I got mad even. If you were on Discord, I got mad. I was like, these people got to stop, man. This is bad.
Is ridiculous. And if you want the full breakdown, you can check out this video. I'll put it in the description. But 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks had passed since I made this video, and her video was getting a lot of blowback, and there was nothing until yesterday. And why did that happen? Well, I think it has to do with this totally unrelated third party here. I bring this person up because they are someone whose content looks very similar to what Kat might have uploaded a few months ago before this big shift in her content.
Oh.
And this person named Ty would make a post quoting that clip yesterday saying, hey, at Catliente, can you please address this? Been following for a while and applied for Creator Royale 1 and 2. I'm very disappointed by this response. You built your platform on supporting small creators, but when called out by small creators, you say womp womp. And then you would see updates from this content creator. Apparently, Kat was talking to them in DMs. So we had 2 weeks of radio silence, and all of a sudden, this content creator calls them out, and now we're getting movement from Kat. And we would get this Google Doc. She would release this yesterday, and she would give her official response to everything that's been happening the past couple of weeks. So let's jump into the beginning right here where she says she doesn't want to stir up drama and she's trying to get a better picture of everything to make this response. But down here she says this: from my understanding of what transpired, a few VTubers had made tweets stating lolly content makes them uncomfortable around June 30th. A VTuber had then made a post sharing a tweet one of the Lollipop VTubers made stating that makes them uncomfortable. In the tweet, the Lollipop member's name was cropped out. And in Kat's video, she would show this tweet she's referencing, and she made it seem like this was the only tweet that started everything. Like this was the only thing. This one Niyumi person made this one tweet, and then the girls at the Lolly VTuber group would then launch a harassment campaign, when that is not the truth. And in her video, and now even in her Google Doc, she is still not acknowledging what actually happened. Speaking of this Niyumi person, this innocent party, they were not so innocent. I showed this in my previous video, and it's still not in her Google Doc. She was going on a harassment campaign. She was really the instigator of this all.
This is the VTuber I talked about when I told you this VTuber did this. This is the VTuber. And I asked chat, I asked them, like, in your opinion, if you do, like, there's nothing wrong about doing this, by the way, but if you do not safe for work content, if you do sexual content, are you even in the right to judge someone else for their content? And all of chat said, no, you're not in the right for that. That's weird. That doesn't make sense. If you're already doing something that's a little bit on the bridge of like what's like norm, like more like accessible for most, why would you sit there and judge what other people do? Like, and she went crazy on that. Like, she popped off. She didn't pop up on Twitter. She popped up on Discord. She popped up everywhere.
Was egging
it's
them
hypocrite. It is.
She was bragging about them
you judge
blocking
someone?
her. She was telling other people and encouraging.
She's sitting there licking her microphone. Like, how can you sit there and judge someone? How can you judge at least someone for having a chibi design? Why are you creating these lies? What's wrong with you?
Them to falsely report their accounts. She even told other users defending this Lolly VTuber group to game end themselves. And she would go on stream, on Ilara's stream, going over the situation about a week or two ago, and clarify that she didn't say the game ending comments to the girls in the group. She was just saying it to another user who was defending them over fictional content. Insane. And also, Kat ignores all of this. And this is only a tiny snapshot of the harassment they faced before they ever responded to anyone. There are people saying all kinds of slanderous things, calling them racist, calling them all these terrible, awful things. And this was omitted from all of Kat's responses in the video and in the Google Doc. So she also continues to ignore that one of the members, Riri here, one of the members of this VTuber group, the harassment got so bad that she, as a pregnant woman, made an attempt on her own life.
Sad.
This tweet saying these things was mocked by these harassers that were going after this group. They were encouraging her to follow through on this stuff. They were mocking her misery.
I think that I feel like if you're trying to do this, I feel like Twitter should work with like you have the American flag, at least if you're in the United States. I feel like Twitter should work with law enforcement. Like, you should be going to, like, you should get some charges on you. Like, this is crazy.
This is the kind of harassment they were facing. So color me shocked when eventually the girls in the group would...
You can never win against narcissists. No, it's a pointless discussion. Also, these people, it's pointless to talk about them. If you find a reasoning, they will disagree regardless. They will find anything to put you down because that's what they live for.
Respond a bit emotionally to what's going on. And she addresses this in the Google Doc, saying the Lollipop girls were upset about these posts, with the cropped tweet being the final straw, ignoring everything else. The Lollipops then mobilized their Discord to mass report these 5 VTubers making subtweets, successfully getting 2 banned. They then told their Discord to start emailing one of the VTubers partnerships, trying to impact their income. Yeah, the person in question here about the sponsorship would come out and say that was not actually happening and the sponsorship was fine. And she completely ignores that again. But that was her understanding at the time when she streamed this on July 8th, because she streamed this on July 8th, but then uploaded the video about 2 weeks later. And this was when the group finally responded, right? This is what she referred to in the video. She said there was one tweet, one subtweet, and then this was the response from the girls in the Discord server. Admittedly, a mistake, an emotional response where they said they need to report all these harassers and they want them to basically be forced to graduate at that point. Okay, obviously an emotional response, but I show all of the harassment they were facing not to excuse what this response was. I show it to give you an understanding of where they were at mentally before they made this response. The harassment they were facing was insane, okay? These are human beings. They make mistakes.
I think people forget that humans can make mistakes, and that human beings and content creators can still be attacked enough emotionally that it's too much. Like, you can be thick-skinned, but like, in the end of the day, you are human. We still have our disadvantages and weaknesses. It's still like, I mean, like, mental issues are not a thing to joke about. Like, in the end of the day, that's why we have so many studies and so much work on when it comes to mental problems. And in the sense, like, physical problems are also very bad. Like, the amount of, like, physical issues you will get when you have these mental problems, it is breaking. It will make you weaker. It will make you feel worse. It will make you feel sick. This is like, people, because of the anonymity on being on the internet, the fact you're looking at a screen, you forget that there's a person behind that screen.
And they were facing,
and that's why I tell all you elites and tell everybody, be nice. Like, there's nothing wrong with smiling and being nice to someone and be respectful. Like, there is nothing wrong with it. You're not losing any on it, and it changes the day of someone. Like, I remember this, man. I remember it's like, you know how people, cashiers work? Like, they are seeing all of these depressed people coming by all the time. And then you have me, this big guy, just always smiling, always cheerful, always want to do like little small talk. And I remember this cashier was so happy. She even said it to me, why are you always this happy? Why are you always so nice? I'm like, I don't know, man. It's just how I am. I remember this still, because I've never had like any like workers in any like cafe or cashier or anyone commenting on my behavior. But I think that it tells you in a way that everybody's gloomy in some sort of way. People are not like really showing any form of positive emotions or anything like that to the people they see in their general day. And I think that will do a lot for each and every one, because like having positive light around you makes you positive yourself. And when you have people like this that are always trying to nitpick and be negative and bring all negative light and be mean 24/7, it breaks you down in so many ways and it ruins your mood entirely.
A mountain of harassment. So it's understandable that they wouldn't have the best response to everything going on.
Yeah.
In fact, I think Kat in this situation has been under controversy the past couple of weeks, and I don't think you've handled it the best way. So who are you to judge their response in this situation when they're facing harassment from hundreds, if not thousands of users on Twitter, calling them every terrible thing under the sun? So we move on into the Google Doc here. So eventually they make this claim where they try to defend themselves by saying the stream was recorded on July 8th. However, they pass this on to their editor, where then it would be a while where the video wouldn't be uploaded for about 2 weeks later. The video was live on July 20th, and the Google Doc released by the girls was released a few days before that. So it was released in between the time of her stream and the time her video went live, which is not a good excuse, by the way. I don't understand why she thinks that is a get out of jail free card, because that only makes it worse. You sat there on this drama video for almost 2 weeks before going live, and before you went live, you never checked to see if there was any updates. This is a really critical situation with super controversial topics, and you didn't bother to see if there was updates. That's why drama videos are so time sensitive. You can't sit on things for weeks and expect nothing to transpire between them. You didn't want to hear their side of the story because it didn't fit your
No, she doesn't give a fuck. She wants clicks. She doesn't give a shit about anybody. Like, when you see someone with an ego like this, you know they don't care about anybody. All they care about is the number, move on. What happened? No, I don't care. I got the ad revenue, I got the clicks, I got the sub, bye.
Narrative. And on top of that, she got her sources at the time, as she admits in her Google Doc, from one other user's Google Doc. And this is the Google Doc that she relied on for everything, right?
If you want to be a journalist like this, that you're trying to look into this and be a journalist and look properly into it, why are you using you gotta look into it yourself, man. You can't use someone else's mashed up Google Doc. Like, you need to take a little bit of research yourself.
Trusted everything in this document. And to give you an idea of how unserious all of this is, as I showed in the previous video,
and I'm gonna call someone out. I made my own video on this. Okay, I'm gonna go find it now, and I'm gonna read the exact comment I got whenever I got fucking did this fucking video. Like, I'm gonna find it right now. Like, what I saw this comment, and this is the point. Like, I got even called. Like, I got told that I didn't do my research on this. I'm gonna go call my video. I'm gonna check it out. Let's see. Did they delete it? No. Let's see. So I made my own video on this. I looked it up. I went through resources to figure it out and read through things and check it out. And then I had this YouTube video, this YouTube commenter I've never seen in my life, and they 100% don't watch my videos because they don't understand. Because of the last thing they said. I do agree that tweeters sending hate was gross and unacceptable, but for you to completely dismiss what these lolly VTubers were doing as not that much of a big deal is really disappointing. You didn't do your research and projected that onto others. I know it won't matter much because you likely won't give a shit and I'm just another number, but you lost my support. So I think she should have done this on Kat's video instead. Because, like, I responded, no, I actually really care. Because, like, if you know me, I know nearly every single one talking to me in chat, everyone in Discord. I talk to people. I care about everybody watching it in every sort of way. I spend a lot of time doing it because it's what the hell is me doing content and caring about creating a community if I'm not going to be involved with it? Like, what's actually the point? Like, I don't get, of course I'm going to care about what other people's opinion about are or what my community is. So this individual clearly doesn't know me or watch me or any sort of way. But anyways, I commented and said, no, I actually really care. Could you elaborate where I can find the research of action I might have missed? I checked their Google Doc, the VTweeters VTweeters in their documents and other VTuber news Twitter accounts history. I saw something negative that was dismissed as false in their document, but that's pretty much it. Thank you for taking your time commenting. Now, Chad, do you think this individual replied? No. No. They could sit there and tell me I didn't do research or I'm wrong and try to come with misinformation. And I asked them to elaborate and give me the feedback I have missed. And they are not even taking the time to reply when they're like, oh my God, you probably won't give a shit. You probably won't take time to even care about my comment. And I take time to write them a proper comment, but they don't have the time to reply. obviously my point about this whole thing is that there are a lot of people out there that will lie about the situation. And if you try to speak about the truth, they will lie and try to put you in down, saying like they are supporters and you are put them down. Because the only narrative they want is the negative narrative that they want to focus on. And it's sad. And I'm gonna be real with you. You come with that shit, you get the fuck out. I don't give a shit if I had 500,000 million viewers, a million subs. If you come with that shit in my stuff, I must talk about it anyway. I don't give a shit. Like if you want to sit there and support people that are harassing pregnant women, a couple VTubers that want to just be like, do content and be happy and I'm not done anything wrong, then I'm not going to be feeling any guilt or any wrong about calling you out and supporting the people that are just trying to have fun. Fuck you.
Files
Jesus.
were named Bambi CP, listing members of the group and then attaching
Because they don't even know. Of course they don't know. They're just talking out of their ass. They saw some things. They're talking out of their ass. Of course they don't know. If they knew, they would tell me. But no, they didn't say anything. They're just telling me I'm wrong. If somebody has an argument for that, you are wrong, chat. Like in real life, on Twitter, on the internet, they will give you the argument of why you're wrong. They will not just make a blatant statement that has no eligibility, like there's nothing to it, but saying that you're wrong. If they do that, they probably don't have anything at all to tell you why you're wrong because they don't know anything.
The user of this created what they claim are folders containing CP, and then Kat went on stream and was opening folders labeled CP. And of course, the actual CP in question in many cases was stuff like this, where you have Riri here taking a selfie that is supposedly illegal content. She's an adult in this
what the
this photo. She's an adult.
And this is the thing. They transform it to something of their own narrative.
Sure. They believe this is CP. Like I said, this is completely unserious. And on top of that, she would use this document to accuse Bambi and other members of being racist. And she never looked into their accounts to discover that these VTubers in the group, they are black.
What a great journalist we have here. Man, why do these black VTubers talk about black things? About black communities? That's crazy. They're racist.
So you're trying to claim someone is racist for giving an N-word pass or making jokes or using the N-word? You could have found this out without the other side releasing a Google Doc, by the way. You just didn't care to look into it before accusing them of all this stuff. And on top of that, she would address the claim that some people made. There's a screenshot that got a lot of attention on Twitter. You can see in the background, there is a submission to the electronic tip form on the FBI's website. And in my video, I said, I don't think that's Kat's submission. I think that's the person she is getting this Google Doc from and all of the supposed evidence. But she would address that and say, oh, no, it's just the person who was making this Google Doc, which would make.
They're reporting them to FBI? Like, this is some real insane shit, man. Like, this is not even... There's no fun with this at all. Like, you can have, like, be like, someone is going crazy about some cancellation. But this is, like... It's, like, real psychotic shit, man.
Make you think, why would you trust someone who is wasting federal resources on drawings in VTubers? That's ridiculous. What kind of a person
you
does
want
that?
your tax money to go into that? I don't think they do.
What they're trying to sell with their narrative, it's ridiculous. And I asked in replies, point blank, weeks ago, if
wow, I guess I can't make jokes about my own race anymore. Yeah, right. Like, you're racist. I hate, dude. I'm gonna be real, chat. Like, if you see a real racist, like real racists are fucking. Those make you uncomfortable. Like, those make you uncomfortable. But I do think like people on the internet, and you might disagree on it, and that's completely fine because your view on what racism is completely different. But like, I think people use the racism card too easily with anything that exists on the internet. And it is a little bit tiresome in some way, because like you feel like there's all these buzzwords, like, not, you know, like there's a lot of buzzword people like to call out whenever they are like want to disagree with someone, but they don't have an argument. It is very exhausting, and it's just not nice. Real racists are really uncomfortable. If you've been there one, you will understand it's real uncomfortable. Having friends that have gone through racist encounter, being gone through a racist encounter, it's not nice. Racists are uncomfortable. People having an opinion or making a joke or doing anything like remotely talking about something else that is, I don't know, white, black, brown, Asian, East Asian, or whatever, is not always racist, and definitely not culturally inappropriate in any sort of way. But people will scream these things all the time. All the time.
That would actually denounce this.
Also, and that's the thing I dislike most about it, is because like the word racist has lost its meaning because of the internet. It is not as an impactful word anymore. The same with Nazis. It's lost its meaning. People don't know what a Nazi is anymore. Like they don't go through education. They're calling people that have a political opinion a Nazi. Nazis are disgusting, like really disgusting stuff. Like that's a really disgusting, like the thing they have done and what they were is something completely else. But people use these buzzwords and it kind of waters down and belittles the meaning of what they things are, which sucks.
Federal resources over fictional content, and she still hasn't addressed that.
As a black person, saying the N-word is sort of normal. Don't know why, but do your research first before calling someone out? Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, like, in a way, like, how can I say that? Like, I think it's also culturally different. All of my black friends, like in real life, and the people I look as like family members, right? I have like so my sister's best friend, she's Eritrean, right? And like I'll use her as an example. And I asked her once about that, like that word, like when I was a kid, because like, you know, kid, you ask stupid stuff. She never uses it. People in my country never uses it. The N-word has a completely different meaning than black, but the Norwegian N-word has a meaning toward, you know, what are we talking about? So that one has a bigger racial impactment than the N-word. So I think it's like the difference between A and R maybe for Americans, you know? But like in the end of the day, like the N-word itself, many racial terms, it depends on the culture. It depends on the people. A lot of people don't, it's really is a completely different discussion, but like, but it's like, what are people comfortable with? Where the area in the internet, people are more a Western American view and kind of focusing around that. So there might be also like, just like everybody has different opinion and views of things. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Anywhere, not in the replies to me or in this Google Doc. And on top of that, it's not surprising when you make these serious allegations against someone that your community is going to go out and falsely report these people. Multiple VTubers in this group, after Kat released her video, were suspended on Twitter and they still aren't back. And here is another part of the Google Doc that she used to address the clips circulating, right? So she says this: I will admit my tone sounds very dismissive here and I apologize for that. I always have trouble with sounding too blunt, and I will work harder to improve my tone so my intent comes across better. For full context, this clip was in response to my chat being worried if I'll be canceled for the video about the lollipuffs. I wanted to reassure my community I'll be fine, and stated that I had already had the entirety of Gideon's fan base come after me in the past for saying he was in the wrong for hate rating Pokimane, so I had used Gideon as a comparison, stating that his fan base wasn't able to deplatform me and that they shouldn't worry for my sake. My full intention was to reassure my community I'd be fine for them to stop worrying. So let me replay that clip and let's see if this was just an attempt to reassure a community that everything is fine, and definitely not an attempt to
again
really
chat. I watched the clip and I was like, yeah, I'm talking about this
group in question.
Gio, I've been lurking for a while and I don't know if you mentioned this yet. I haven't talked about the lollipop stuff. I will not talk about it on stream because I'm probably going to make a second video about it. But my Twitch will get banned if I talk about it on stream due to how sensitive the topics are. So I'm going to record it off stream. didn't know if you mentioned, a bit worried with all the people that are with the Lollipop group or organizing a mass report raid. Yeah, what are they gonna do? Mass report me? Nice try. Look, I'm gonna be fully honest, and this is gonna be mean. They're not big enough to put a dent in me, to be honest, okay?
Not
I've
big
already
enough
called
to
out
fit in me.
Gideon, and I had the entirety of Gideon's Stan fan base mass report me. So that their little lolly accounts is not gonna put a dent into me.
So I think her previous explanation in the Google Doc is just as disingenuous as this next one, where she says that she doesn't condone harassment, and she admits that she was in the wrong.
Punching down, never a good look at her idea. No, it's not. It's not. And they're belittling them and them being like, oh, you're too small to even do a dent on me. Like, her ego is very much showing it. It's shame. Like, it's... I do think it's shame, because I think everybody should treat each other with respect and be understandable. Like, and if you fuck up, you should be there to apologize. If I fuck up, I'll apologize. I've already, like, chat, y'all know me. Y'all seen me. Like, even when I misspeak, I feel bad. Like, I feel bad and I apologize even if I misspeak, even though none of y'all care about it. But like, if I misspeak about saying a wrong name, even I feel bad about it. I think people should just grow up and learn to apologize when they fuck up. Like, fucking up is a human thing. Everybody does the wrong thing. It is what it is.
For making a crude joke during her stream where she said sometimes harassment is okay. For context, during that portion of her stream, she was labeling, based on context, she was labeling the VTuber group as child predators. And then she said, in that case, it's okay to harass them. As always, when people say, oh, these crazy things are crude jokes, explain to me what the joke is. Explain to me where the punchline is. You slandered them and then said it's okay to harass them based on that. What part of that is supposed to be funny? It's just like with the Trump assassination attempt, statements people were making, wishing that he was actually harmed and things like that. And then
we didn't even talk about that. Was crazy.
Say, oh, that was just jokes. Again, what is the punchline? Same with this situation. But overall, this is, in my opinion, damage control that is too late. I wrote this in response on Twitter. I said you had over 2 weeks to do this, and this is what you came out saying. You basically doubled down and ignored context again. You've had nearly a month to look through the situation, and you're still missing critical facts. Your narrative is completely twisted to fit your own agenda, and it's obvious. And she would actually have...
Bro, I love how Rev is just like, he just goes down with it. Like, he just he doesn't hold anything back.
Nerve to quote me and say this. This is also one criticism I forgot to address. I am on vacation. I have been for 2 weeks. I pre-filmed 3 to 4 weeks of videos because I am on vacation. My daily tweets going out pre-scheduled for a month in advance because I am on vacation. Did you guys get that? Did you hear that she's on vacation? She said it 3 times in one tweet. This is a terrible excuse, by the way. And she also adds...
Guys, do you know she's on vacation? Chat. Y'all, she's on vacation. She can't make a tweet like she just did now. She's on vacation.
Her nickname, which says July 27th to August 12th, was supposed to be the timeline, but she says here that she actually left earlier, which doesn't really help. And as I'll point out here, she said she scheduled her tweets. You can't schedule replies. Here is a section.
Wait, my phone. Bro, lying Andy. Oh my god. Wait, let me play the video, man. I need to go turn on some lights.
Of replies she has made from July 23rd. Here's when: July 23rd, the 24th, the 27th, the 30th, the 31st, and so on and so forth. She has been active on Twitter while acting like she's not there at all, where she just has these scheduled tweets. Like I said, you can't schedule replies to tweets, to other people's tweets, especially when they're made during this time she was supposedly gone. How would she pre-schedule a reply to a tweet that wasn't even made yet? It's ridiculous. And on top of that, she would go further and even reply on the 26th to another user who was talking about one of her videos And she basically says that she's going to work on a new thumbnail and tweak the mistakes in that video. So she is active on social media, and she's even willing to fix mistakes in videos, but she didn't have time for the video in question here involving the Lollipop girls. It's crazy. And on top of that, she has released about a dozen videos, which she said were...
She's on vacation, guys. She'll get back to it once she's off vacation. Don't worry about it. She's on vacation.
Pre-planned, which I think they were.
Give her time.
I think these videos were recorded weeks ago, and now she's slowly scheduling them and releasing them over the past couple of weeks. However, these are drama videos. You can't do that, especially when there's developments and your
drama needs to be fresh. You don't want to talk about old drama. Who gives a shit about drama is fresh. You can't schedule like multiple drama videos like this.
Not adjusting your content accordingly. On top of that, she has been active on YouTube. It's not just scheduling videos. You look around, you can see a comment 10 days ago. She hearted this. You see on this video she uploaded 2 weeks ago, 13 days ago, she pinned the comment and added more context to what she was talking about. Here's another example from a video from 1 week ago, where down here, she's replying to a various thread. And here's another one where she's replying to a video she uploaded 6 days ago and some comments where someone makes a correction about some of the content in her video. And she says, "Oh, thank you so much for the clarification 5 days ago."
Thank you.
She has been active on YouTube this whole time. And you can see right here, adding on to that, this video she made from 2 weeks ago, the main video we've been talking about, is dislike bombed into oblivion. In fact, all of the top comments are roasting it and correcting misinformation. How has she not been aware of this the whole time? And she keeps using this excuse, "I'm on vacation, I'm on vacation."
Guys, I'm on vacation. Chat, please do not be alarmed, okay? I am on vacation. If I say something wrong, I'll tell you about it whenever I'm back. Okay?
That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. You're a content creator making drama videos. You can't just go MIA for 2 weeks and say, well, whatever happens, happens, because I'm on vacation.
I'm on vacation.
That's ridiculous. That's not a valid excuse. And I'm sorry, unless you're
no
like
way she's
the
on vacation?
CEO of
Yeah.
a company or something, how do you not have time
She's in
to
Korea,
write that
Japan.
Google Doc that took probably 30 minutes? Or how do you not have 5 seconds to private the video? How do you not have 5 seconds to even change the title? It's still there. Everything's still there. No clarification, no pinned
I don't
comment.
even understand. Like, is the video gaining that much more traction after its publishment? Like, is it still worth keeping it up like that?
Nothing. It's just completely untouched. And on top of that, she would go further saying, "I'm responding now because I have free time. I'm just
She's no longer on vacation, guys. She's there now.
saying I didn't even have time to put a signature down
Oh.
on a very important
she's
contract that I've already
Damn.
approved prior to this trip."
Wow.
Talking about the situation requires
She's a
nuance.
busy individual. This tells you she's very important. She has contracts sent to her. She's off for vacation. And already people need her to sign stuff. Signing your name takes so long. Oh my God. It takes so long. Y'all don't even want to know how long it takes, man.
And more time than a simple signature, and I didn't even have time for that. No offense, if you don't have time to make a signature.
How the hell did you have time to make this tweet? I'm sorry I wasn't at the hospital after I pushed grandma downstairs. I was just on vacation. I do apologize. It's fine. Don't worry. We'll deal with that when you come off your vacation.
I don't think you have time to go on vacation for 2 weeks. That just makes no sense. How do you not make it time? What are you, going on vacation and taking the role of the President of the United States? How are you that busy? You don't have 5 minutes to correct things going on with your channel. A genuine crisis with one of your videos that's caused people to get harassed by the misinformation
He doesn't get it. She's on vacation. She needs her time off. If she has to change the title, that's work, dude. Oh my God. She has to go to her dashboard, click on the video and make a new title and think about it. That probably takes ages to think about a new title as well. Like, I don't know, man. She needs a break.
Within it. And this whole idea of talking about the situation requires nuance. So why did you make the video in the first place? If it required so much nuance, why did you do it in the first place? Because clearly you didn't have all the facts. It was fine back then,
Like,
but now you can't make a response because there's suddenly so much nuance that is required. But for now, that's pretty much all I have.
Bro, I think he popped off so hard that he had to clip it out. Like, look at it. He was popping off so hard. He needed to stop. Like, you see that this shit pissed off Rev hard.
Because
Look.
there's suddenly so much nuance that is required. But for now, that's pretty much
He was like, I'm done. He is going off to vacation
all I have
now.
to say about this situation. Obviously very frustrating, and I think this has been handled very, very
It really
poorly, and a lot of
popped off.
excuses have been made, but a lot of them are
I'll leave it.
easily
I thought there was,
disprovable excuses that Cat's been trying to make. But like I said, that's going to do it for now.
Enjoy
I hope
your
you guys enjoyed the
vacation,
video.
Rev.
As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
I think she is stupid. Yep. That's my opinion. She dumb. She has an ego. And I think she just does this for the clicks and likes. She is just an awful person. And that's my opinion. She's fine with people being harassed. People being constantly death threatened, reported, falsely accused. And she's fine with keeping it and giving them more bad luck. I think she's a nasty, despicable, awful individual. And I hope that one day she reflects on her action and think to herself, you know what? The world is not only about me, and I should probably treat people a little bit more respect when I make these kind of things, and probably talk about people in a negative light when they deserve it, not when they are being harassed by hundreds of VTubers or V-tweeters. Remember that. I don't think V-tweeters are VTubers at all. But what do you think? What do you think about the situation? Tell me down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to give Rev some love. Like this video if you liked it. Sub to the channel if you want to see more reacts. And come by my Twitch channel where I'm on vacation every single day at 4:30 p.m. CET and 10:30 a.m. ET. Come and join me on my vacation. We can have a vacation together. Anyways, y'all, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.